Hello, loving audience of many, many fans. Welcome to episode 1 of City Limits. I'm here to tell you that the producers nixed the name that we originally went for, which was Shinobi Noir, sort of a Naruto-based device. And so you may hear a different title in this episode of City Limits. We haven't fixed it yet, but I assure you it will be fixed by next time. This is future James signing off. Enjoy. I think when we start, I should say, "Are we all met?" and then wait for a long time for every member of our audience to.
You have to give them time to say, in turn, each of them from the numbered list.
Yes. So if we start out with maybe one listen or one subscriber, we'll just wait a short amount, and then
just like a second maybe.
And then with each of our subscribers, we'll malign them with more wasted time.
Yeah, they're going to get a lot of views out of their skip intro function.
What if we spread the intro out throughout the entire podcast? Then they can't skip it.
That is how the game works, at least. Although I think usually you get paid for that, and someone pays you for it.
Oh, that's true, I guess. Now, we have to think about sponsors, too. Do you have any preferences, any real good gets as far as sponsors?
I mean, right off the dome, McDonald's. I just want to go straight for the top.
Orange Julius.
Orange Julius. Okay, that we can build this ladder to heaven. We can start with an Orange Julius, maybe work our way up to a Dairy Queen.
That's right.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and say an up-and-comer on the quick service restaurant scene that I think is destined to rule said quick service restaurant scene, Cookout.
Cookout? Is this another attempt at making a barbecue quick service barbecue QSR?
It was originally that, apparently, and then it just tried to be all different genres of food.
I feel like it's
burgers, barbecue, some Mexican
most
elements,
milkshakes,
hush puppies, milkshakes, and they're
we have a fryer.
We will dip literally anything in this fryer. I defy you to find something we will not fry.
This is my batter bucket. You can pry it out of my cold, dead hands.
Oh boy, I just full screen GarageBand. Dang it.
Oh, you're in it now. You're in it now, boy.
Well, I won't be using Roll20 apparently. Okay, I minimized it.
He's back.
He's back, baby.
So you ready to do that intro? Do you have your patter down?
It's definitely hello and tonight. I just can't.
It's got to be hello and tonight.
Hello and tonight.
I say it's you, then Ryan, then me.
Hello, and tonight the Brothers Pym Society presents Shinobi Noir. I'm James Franch.
Shinobi Noir. I'm Ryan Hazel.
And I'm Michael Franch.
Shinobi Noir! Hey.
James, why don't you tell the good people what the Brothers Pym Society is?
Or indeed, what the hell is going on?
What have they just put into their
That
ears?
is a good question. The Brothers Pym Society is a group of individuals under the label The Brothers Pym who get together and they dragon and they dungeon and they tabletop role-playing. And they do it well. And they do it individually. With individual flair, I should say. We do it as a group.
It is a group activity. I should specify that we will not be recording individual monologues.
This is the solitaire of role-playing games. Buckle
Experimental, Stoppard-like theater exploits.
When the Fat Cats on Broadway told me that a one-man role-playing show was just not going to work, we took to the airwaves.
Well, tonight on Shinobi Noir, what was once a Naruto-based theme for a world has become more of a buddy cop theme, and we find ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, just put the heart on the sleeve there. It was Naruto themed, okay? Get over
It was Naruto themed, and for all the Naruto fans out there, you're not going to get what you're looking for right here.
Now it's a little more Yu Yu Hakusho themed.
Yeah, that's a lot closer.
I would love some samurai swords to come into the mix. And with that, let's get started. Are we ready?
Yes,
As
let's
ready as I'll ever be.
cast the scene upon us.
You, Mugen Mishima, and Junkman, Oswaldo Junkman, are doing your regular beat in a small 3-block radius in the city of Lithium. And you find yourself patrolling one of the more upscale streets of this town. It's about 6 a.m. The sun is just beginning to peek its colors out from the night sky. Not that you can see it with all the buildings around. You are in quite the metropolis. And you find yourself walking down a street with a bunch of upscale townhouses. It's one of the streets without all the tall buildings and, things to block your view. People have a semblance of front yard. What are you thinking this fine morning as you go along your beat?
Yeah, I'm rubbing my ribs and remembering the beating that my partner and I took from that Ymir last week. And maybe if, the morning is still enough and quiet enough and there's really nothing to see, perhaps I start chatting with him about that fight that we had last week.
Yes, I'm, as we set our scene, I'm taking discreet nips out of a hip flask and also rubbing a very, very swollen left eye.
Junkman, that better be pain medicine, okay? You tell the boys down at the department that that's cough syrup.
It's an old folk remedy.
Yeah, the folk do like their little water, don't they?
It's got herbs.
Oh, okay. As long as there's a supposition behind it, sure.
As you are as you're discussing what Junkman's sipping out of his flask, you see three uniformed individuals. They're all wearing overalls, which is a bit of a sight, and they all have shaved heads, and they bike by you, and you can see them giving Junkman the biggest stink eye you've ever seen as they bike by. You can see some pedestrians on the other side of the street sort of grab their children and say, "Watch out."
Are we on foot or in our cop car? I forgot.
You could be on either. I was sort of thinking you were on foot, but it's up to you. How do you like to do your beat?
No, I like the morning scene on foot. Maybe our cop car is still in the shop from the beating it took.
No, we absolutely totaled our cop car. They are not going to give us another one anytime soon.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait till that one gets Jesus to come and heal it. So yeah, we're on foot, and I think I'm gonna, have I seen these guys before? Am I remembering anything about this? I tap Junkman. Hey, Junkman, you know anything about these guys? Overalls, bald heads?
I've never seen them, as far as I can remember.
At this moment,
yeah, is there anything?
At this moment, you do know, without spouting any lore, that on your beat is this rehab facility. But it's like kind of a religious kind of thing. It started out as a rehab facility, and it turned into more of a popular thing that like celebrities would go to and like undergo the process of. It's apparently very like rejuvenating of the self.
Okay.
They're
so
part
it's
of
like
this.
a frou detox.
They're
thing.
part of this group called the Sparrows.
The Sparrows. And were these motorcycle boys coming away from that thing?
They were on regular like bikes, not motorcycles.
Oh, not fancy.
And they're just
Less
biking
fancy
around the
than I have.
neighborhood.
did they appear clean cut, or how did they look?
Shaven heads, men and women, and overalls.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go. I go over to the woman and ask them, like the woman who was keeping her child to the side or whatever. I say, "Excuse me, miss. Do you have a minute to talk?"
Sure thing, officer. What do you need?
You sure seemed to be reticent about those boys on the bikes riding by. Anything you can tell me about them?
Oh, well, yeah, there was this, big case in the neighborhood, and, one of the Sparrows hit, a pedestrian and managed to sue the pedestrian and get a lot of money from them, and the pedestrian also got, I think, badly beaten, but you didn't hear it from me. I don't want any trouble here.
And what did the bike brigade have to do with all that?
Well, the Sparrows, the ones on the bikes, hit the pedestrian, and then sued the pedestrian for the damages to the bike.
Oh, so it wasn't just any old Sparrow. It was the whole group of them together.
Well, I think they hold a lot of power in the courts. They've got powerful lawyers. They're very rich. So we just try to steer clear of them. Whatever they're planning, they could hit little Jimmy here, and we'd be we'd be bankrupt.
Well, this seems like something that, what are two beat cops on the street supposed to do about this? Like, we may have our provisional hero licenses, but, the DA is not going to be too favorable if we go trotting him one of his biggest donors, right?
I think that's that's a good thing to surmise. If any crime comes up on the street, then you would deal with that. But
well, we could send a little recon in.
Yeah, I tell the woman, hey, listen, if you think that calling 911 isn't going to do anything, take this. And I give her the card to call my desk phone as a detective. And if you get the switchboard, just ask for Detective Mugen. Tell him you've got details on the case over in the courts. Details for him. They'll put you through.
Thank you so much. Thank you for doing what you do. We feel a lot safer with you here. Trust me.
Yeah, well, I'd feel a lot safer if we didn't need so many of us. Okay. Keep you and yours safe.
At this moment, you hear a man's scream from down the street. And the woman says, "Oh, thank you very much," and runs off, clutching little Jimmy.
I sigh and look at Junkman and I say, "Listen, provisional or no, we got to go into this pretty hot. We have no idea what we're getting into."
Agreed.
Yeah, let's tear ass down the street towards the sound of the yelling.
As you get closer, you see a man who has dropped his briefcase and there are papers all over the road, and he's clutching his arm, and there appears to be a 4-foot-long snake emerging from his open mailbox.
I run over to the guy and say, "Jesus, mister, what happened?"
The fucking snake came out of my mailbox. It bit me. God, it hurts.
I don't know how to begin to tend to this guy's wound, so I'm just going to bust out my little cop radio and just say whatever the code is for we need an ambulance for this guy. We're going to need a bus down here in the courts corner of whatever the streets we're on are. We've got a man here bitten by a snake.
Roger, sir. Roger.
Are you working the phones now?
Yes, of course.
Just get someone down here, goddammit.
And get back to your desk when you're done. Click. Yeah, so this guy, how is this guy doing? Am I going to do first aid on this guy? I look over at Junkman and say, "Junkman, tell me what's in that mailbox. Is it a freak?"
I discern realities to see if it is in fact a freak.
Your bardic lore, perchance?
Oh, yes. Jeez. Yes. I can ask one question, and I ask, is this a freakish monstrous snake or just a regular snake?
Due to the level of detail you're seeing of this creature, And the fact that it seems to have a wound to its like tail side, you think that this couldn't possibly be like a creation from a Ymir. It's far too detailed.
At least we won't have to go back to the hospital right away. I look around and see if there's anything around here that's out of place. Anything about the mailbox. This isn't me checking the mailbox yet. This is me whipping around and looking around this intersection to see who's in the area, who's watching this scene unfold.
I'm wondering, is there a dust for prints, or like, would that just be a discern realities?
Yeah, let's discern some realities. Let's investigate. There's also a 4-foot-long snake who's sort of just.
Oh, is it still alive? Then I definitely shoot it.
No, God, what are you doing? Yeah, as you pull up your gun, I literally force your gun down and say, "Are you fucking crazy? That thing could be an endangered species."
Yeah, but it just bit this man.
Yeah, it could be a lost, scared thing from the zoo. We're not gonna put a cap in its head if it's not a freak right away. We're gonna wait for it to see if we can get it under control first. Jesus, Junkman.
What if it tries to run away?
This isn't your swamp house. You can't just go shooting at every raccoon that comes hoving into sight.
But seriously, if it tries to slither away, are you going to grab it?
No, if it slithers away, I'll discharge my service weapon and write up the discharge report.
All right, I'll keep an eye on it then.
Yeah, I go over to this.
We need to get some forensics on this mailbox.
Yeah, you take care of the snake in the mailbox. I'll take care of your 6. Yeah, and I'm going to discern realities real quick and look around to see if I can't see anything. So this is 2d6 plus whiz.
Yes.
Which is a 2 for me. That's an 11.
Oh, baby. Okay, you get to ask me 3 questions from that list.
Poop. Do you have that list up? My computer's being approved.
I got it. What happened here recently? What is about to happen? What should I be on the lookout for? What here is useful or valuable to me? Who's really in control here? Or what here is not what it appears to be?
Yeah, I want to know what just happened here, what's about to happen here, and who's really in control here.
From you look, you're sort of on the corner of this block, and you look and you see some abandoned bikes, and you look just a little bit further, and you see a bald head slip back around a building. At this site and at the 4 abandoned bikes, you realize that quickly that the Sparrows are indeed in control of this neighborhood and trying to assert control by putting this rattlesnake, which they cut the rattle off of so that it would be silent for the kill.
Clever.
They put it in the mailbox. I mean,
does this count as an unregistered silencer?
Oh, you.
You don't have any concrete proof of this yet, but you can. You feel confident you can find some fingerprints.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stare meaningfully in the direction I saw those bald heads. Let them know that I know that they're there. And I just stand there and stare at them while Junkman does for prints.
Nice. At this point, a cop car and an ambulance pulls up, and Inspector Snoof comes running. Hi, guys! I said Inspector Snoof comes running because I'm feeling really heroic today.
Who is on the phones?
It was me.
No, I mean now.
Oh my God! I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Snoof.
it's okay. It's
Snoof,
fine. You're here.
I got another job for you, though, Snoof. Junkman, you see those guys over there? I point over where I saw the bald head. I think we need to go have a talk with those guys over there.
I agree.
Well, then what do you need from me?
Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure that I had Officer Floof here as backup.
Oh, perfect. I'll handle this scene and get this guy to a hospital and...
Well, before we go and just charge blindly into this situation, I could create a little junkmunculus and have him do some recon. When he's crawling around, I can see through his eyes. Might give us a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah, you do that. I do want to know what we're getting into before we get there.
We'll be at the hospital just down the road if you need to ask this guy any questions. We'll get him stabilized, and I'm sure he was targeted for a reason, so you might want to talk to him.
Floof, I don't want to hear that kind of talk from you.
Okay, I'm just...
Oh, you mean like that kind of reason. So, Floof, I'm jumping at shadows here. They got big city lawyers here that they say that they're getting these people out of their wraps. So keep an eye on your back, Floof.
My name's Snoof.
And we also should probably talk to that guy at some point.
I feel terrible that I suspected Floof was trying to put this in the back drawer.
No, you have to keep him on his toes.
No, he deserves my trust. He's gone out on a limb for me, you know? Anyway.
Yes, well, you can make it up to him later. For now, give me a moment. I must work my magic. And then I start, I grab some... There's a little, like, wrought iron fence, like a little decorative fence, and I just start grabbing little chunks of it off and fashioning it into a little spider.
Oh, baby.
And then I I blow on the spider, and then it starts to shake out its legs and animate.
Wow, you really won the Powers lottery, Junkman.
It's, it's fun. It comes in handy. Lets me be creative.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel bad about Jump. What does he see?
Did you, I was almost Inspector Snoop there. He strikes again. He's possessing me. So you're tracking these guys with the spider.
Yeah, I was going to just basically let the spider crawl about in the area that we were going to go investigate and see if we can... Can we see these guys, or we just generally know where they went?
You cannot see these guys anymore. They did duck behind the corner at first glance. And they sort of tried to come back around, but Mugen was giving the total stink eye in that direction, so they sort of abandoned their sneakishness.
Okay. Yeah, that was before our backup got here. I didn't want to leave this guy to the snakes.
Yeah. So I just want to send it off in that direction, and then it's just going to skitter around over there. So we could even go and talk to the guy in the hospital. Because I have my shared consciousness with the little critter.
Yeah, and we can always go over to their rehab house anytime we need to talk to them directly. Let's head to the hospital.
Cool, so you hop in the ambulance, you even hop in the back, and the snakebite guy is still conscious. He's getting his wounds tended to. And he says, thank you guys so much.
Hey, you're gonna have a hell of a story after this.
So what the hell do you think that was?
I think that was someone trying to get back at you for something, and I think you'd be a lot safer if you tell me what it was.
You think...
am I trying to parlay with him for his safety? Because if so, I think I can roll my strength for that.
Hey, I mean, go for it. It could only end up well.
Yeah, I'm using his physical safety as leverage here, which is why I'm saying that I get to use this skill, but it's in the guise of a tough protector rather than being
I think that's great.
Tough, I'm gonna break your legs
Right.
That's an 8.
It's an 8. You have to give him some sort of concrete assurance of the promise now, is sort of the ruling on an 8.
Could I aid this and maybe just sort of look menacing and use that as a bit of leverage?
Yeah, roll bond with me, which is plus Zippo at this point. We're still new partners.
6.
Hey. You look menacing, and the man sitting there is like, you do look like some tough guys, but I'm not sure.
In that case, I'm going to promise him.
It may not be safe for a lawyer in this neighborhood to go divulging all the case files.
Yeah, I promised this guy that we'll keep a cop car looking after him until we get this thing sorted out. There'll be someone parked in front of his house. We'll be making sure that I'll be sitting out there myself if I have to. No more snakes in the mailbox, I promise you that.
All right, honestly, I'll be glad to tell you what you need to know. I want to get these sparrows. I want to get them good. And I guess they want to get me too.
Well, then give us what we need. What have you heard? What's so wrong with them?
All right, a man came up to me. His name is Daryl. Daryl Para. And he said his wife...
Daryl Parr.
He said his wife, Colette, was sort of... I don't know. His wife, Colette, is in the rehab facility. Now, he doesn't know why. He doesn't think she has any problems. Like, she's been feeling very stressed lately. And he's convinced that she's being held there against her will. Now, we haven't been able to contact her because the Sparrows are keeping her locked up tight. But if we could get even a bit of confirmation from Colette, just a yes to the question, are you being held against your will, we'd have a case on these people.
Well, has Daryl filed a missing persons report?
I believe so. Although he may not have, because anyone who's tried to get mixed up with the Sparrows in legal issues have really gotten their asses handed to them.
I turn to a man who I've been calling Officer Fluke. Is that his name?
My name is Officer Snoof.
Officer Snoof. Oh my God.
Snoof.
After you recommended me to the Powers Board and everything, I'm still getting your name wrong. I'm sorry, Officer. I'm sorry, Officer Snoof. I'm going to get that right.
That means a lot. Thank you.
But Snoof, I gotta come straight with you. We may be running into some tough stuff here. I need you to hunt down that missing persons report. We need something to show to the judge to get a warrant to go into that place.
Oh, okay. I'll do what I can. And he is currently sucking the venom out of the wound and spitting it. And he's like, but I have my hands a little full here. We'll have to wait till we get back to the,
Don't the nurses usually take care of that?
Yeah, are you an EMS?
I do a lot around here. God.
Officer, you wear a lot of hats.
I wear so many hats. I was the coroner on a case a while ago.
Yeah, your skill set is incredible, Snoof.
Well, I'm really trying to make a run at it, but I just sort of am the man for every job, the jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah, you're a real man of all seasons. But listen, I need you to, once we get this guy out of the hospital, we need to track down that missing persons report. I can go knock on their door, but they don't have to let me in without a piece of paper from the judge.
All right, I'm on it. Snoof goes to the front seat and starts making a phone call.
Yeah, and I take this guy's statement, like writing down everything he said.
Excellent. The ambulance arrives at the hospital. The lawyer is wheeled away.
I never got your name.
My name's Rudy McKenzie.
Rudy McKenzie, the lawyer. Thanks. We're gonna make sure we get this thing taken care of.
Bless you.
I sigh and then look over at Snoof. Any luck?
Yeah, we tracked down the missing persons report. It seems it's true. Colette Para. I mean, what do you need? I tracked it down. I forgot what you needed.
No, that was it. You did it.
Oh, good, I did it. Yeah, he's telling the truth.
Thanks, Snoof. I owe you one. Now I want to get a warrant to bust into this place and see if we can't find this person.
All right, that's gonna be.
Do we have any visuals, any updates from the skitter cam?
You sort of open your third eye by closing your two real eyes, and you see the 4 Sparrows talking to someone not wearing overalls, still shaved head. Total business suit tuxedo kind of vibe, very fancy. You're sort of assuming that this is sort of a higher up, and they're sort of they're saying, yeah, I saw it. The lawyer got bit, and the fancy man is nodding his head. Sort of has his hand over his mouth, nodding as they're telling him the sort of situation report. The police arrived. They got him in an ambulance. But I mean, a rattlesnake bite, that's got to be rough.
As Junkman is relating this dream fever vision to me, I say, "Can we get any details on the guy in the business tuxedo?"
Can I discern realities through my skitter boy to see if I can find a open window or a sewer pipe or some sort of way to get into the building?
Ooh.
Yeah, you want to skitter your boy around with discern realities?
Yeah, I just want to see if there's an opening.
Yeah, give it to me.
12!
Boom.
Baby.
On a 12, as well as the traditional entrance, which is through its very open front doors, where you can take one of their traditional therapy classes, where they play a game called The Flight, is what the Sparrows call it. And you could simply sign up to participate and sort of get the scoop. Or, and on a 12, you see that there is a pipe leading up to the window right next to this conversation. And you can see that the window is unlocked. If you'd like the more subtle entrance.
All right, I want to skitter on in.
With your spider. Your
Yes.
spider was already inside.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I should have realized because I could hear what they were saying. So yeah, I'm continuing to roam around and just get a general floor plan, just so we kind of know if there's any particular way we could sneak in. I know the windows ajar.
Roll me a defy danger dexterity.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, good luck.
You hate to hear that, and it's a 6.
You see the tuxedoed man take a book off the shelf behind him, and just the last thing you see is a book getting thrown at you.
I actually, as a Junkman, I let out a cry, because it is as though I have been killed, but I realize I'm fine.
Right, it's like one of those terrible dreams where you wake up just
Where
as
you
you
feel
die.
like you've... Yes, exactly. Huh!
Oh, are you alright, Junkman?
Yes, but we may have tipped our hands slightly, unless they... I hope they don't examine my little spider corpse too closely. But I got into the center. They clearly sent the snake, and they seem to be trying to silence our lawyer friend.
Well, now the time has come for everyone's favorite part of any police drama, getting a warrant.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
The trip to the courthouse.
Yeah, we run back to our Lincoln Continental and drive down to the courthouse.
And one aspect of the technology in this world is that everything's still done by typewriters. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, ding.
At the courthouse, you roll up to your usual, the usual desk of Lily May, and she says, "How may I help you two boys today?"
Hey, Lily, got a quick one to present to the judge. This is time sensitive, so if we could get his ear as quickly as possible. It's a warrant on a missing person.
Oh, absolutely. I'll call him up right this minute. And she says, "Oh, Cassia! And Cassia Vinson rolls in her full judge robes, and she says, "What'll it be? What'll it be, boys? What is it this time?"
Your Honor, and I present, the evidence, the statement we got from Rudy Kenzie, the evidence about Daryl Parra being concerned about Colette, his wife, being trapped in the rehab, and the eyewitness that we had saying that this business tuxedo man had been going after Rudy Kenzie with a snake.
You're talking about... at the mention of the business tuxedo man, she says, yes, Maximus Pollard.
We never got a positive ID.
Well, I mean, if you're describing who I think you're describing, that man never leaves the house without his tuxedo on, so... I'm sorry to do this to you boys, but, I can't give you a warrant. This isn't hard enough evidence. I'm sorry. We have a husband who thinks their wife is being held against her will, whereas she might have willingly checked into a rehab. And we have
a man nearly killed in the streets by a snake.
And the goons who did it came straight back to his door.
Listen, I know we don't have the hard facts that those are the goons who did it, though.
We have prints.
Have you checked with forensics yet? Has forensics turned up positive IDs?
Well, we couldn't.
The evidence is on the way to its lab right now.
Well, and we also need to get them to come in and get fingerprinted, which we can only do if we arrest them, which we can only do if we have a search warrant.
I'm sorry, boys. This is a big organization, and we've been hearing stories for a while, but we can't get any hard evidence on them. They've got.
It's all right, Your Honor. We'll wait for the prints. Come on, Junkman.
I mean, listen. I'm not. I'm not gonna promote this. I mean, you didn't hear it from me, but it'd be great if you just went in, took one of their therapy sessions, like off duty, out of uniform, just to see if you could catch anything. Bring these recorders, and she hands you some voice recorders, and she's like, yeah, anything we can get on these people.
Well,
Well,
it's unorthodox for a judge to be suggesting this, but I guess you're right. If that's what you need, that's what we'll do.
It's unorthodox, but boy, I want to get these bastards. Just like Rudy McKenzie said.
You're one of the good ones, Judge. I slap her on the shoulder. Or him? I forgot. Sorry.
I'm a they by this point.
I'm like, isn't that the case? Time wears us all down in the end. I slap them on the shoulder and say, we'll be back.
Preferred pronouns, they, them, she, her are sort of secondary.
No, if I slip into anything, it'll be that. But I'm going to try to get this right for you.
Thanks.
Because you're one of the good ones.
Thanks.
So I guess we're taking a yoga class.
My chakras have been blocked up very much recently. I could use some deep stretches.
Yeah, I think, can we just smash cut to both of us in yoga clothes?
The tightest yoga clothes, with me hair just sprouting out of every cuff.
Yeah, no, I've gone for the, uncomfortable chubby kid at the pool, slightly baggy, because I feel like that's more dignified, and I'm, looking at you like, oh, well...
I'm just in Lycra. I'm here for it.
I don't know if you're gonna blend in, but you might blend out, you know what I mean?
Listen, sometimes you need to, it's classic espionage. I draw attention, you do the snooping.
Oh, okay, at least there's a plan.
This is so good.
You give me the high sign, I start causing the ruckus, and then give you a little bit of cover to slip into the back room.
Yeah, I'm hoping it'll go a little smoother than that, but I'll keep that in mind.
Listen, you just give me the high sign.
Okay, what is the high sign? I need to know, because if it's something like I just say, hey, Junkman, I'm really gonna kick myself.
Let's say, it's patchouli. Say the word patchouli, and I'll know it's time to really kick it off.
Yeah, just don't do it if anyone else says patchouli. That could be a false positive.
Just listen. You don't have to worry about me.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm nervous. This is my first yoga class.
It's okay, I think you could really benefit from it. You seem very tense.
Why does everyone say that?
Because you're tense.
Okay. Yeah, so we're walking up to this place.
Right, this whole conversation has happened from the courthouse to the Sparrow Rehab Center.
I like to think I'm wearing a jacket still over my bodysuit.
What color is your bodysuit?
Oh, it's psychedelic. It's paisley psychedelic.
I'm so into it.
I'm wearing navy blue gym pants and a gray shirt.
I've got a headband as well.
As you approach the facility, a man in overalls comes up and says, welcome, would you like to have one of our treatments today? We're playing The Flight soon, and we only have 10 people, and you look like the 12 to fill us out. Would you like to join?
Yeah, that would be great. We love this kind of stuff. What are the rules of flight?
The rules are you're going to break down a member of the class's psyche by just coming up with hateful things about them. And by doing this, we'll erase their ego, and they'll get a fresh start. You'll understand once you're in there.
I was told there would be kinetic stretching.
Well,
is that part of the exercise, or am I missing? Did I read the wrong brochure?
well,
Yeah, because we could go change again.
everyone maligns people in their own way. Maybe your flexibility is excellent, and you can use that against someone. So, no need to change. We accept everyone. We accept everyone as they are, and then we tear them to pieces.
I don't know. To use the art of gymnastics to hurt, it seems wrong.
It does seem wrong.
Well, let's get in it and see if we can find balance.
Oh, I think I'm going to like this a lot better than yoga.
Junkman is a little disappointed.
As you enter the class, you see these 10 people strutting around. 2 of them seem to be young boys who have had their heads shaved. You see maybe 3 other people with their heads shaved, and then the other 5 are you dress normally, dress like normal people. No one's wearing a Lycra bodysuit except for the Junkman. And
I carry myself with dignity despite this.
That's gotta be a charisma saving throw, right?
Actually, yeah. Let's see how dignified I actually am.
See, this is a danger you've got to defy.
I'm defying the danger of mortal embarrassment.
Of body positivity.
or else
Hey,
you will put
that's a
yourself in
7.
a spot.
That is a 7. I'm in a minor spot. I don't know.
In this world, a 7 for body image, so you're doing good.
At your 7 roll, the teacher of the class, who you were just speaking to, walks in the room and says, "Welcome, class. As you can see, we have a lot of topics for the flight today." And the man looks at the Junkman with sort of judgmental eyes. There's an eyebrow raise, and there's a chuckle in the class, and says, "But the individual for the flight has already been picked today. Say welcome to little Alyssa Steele here." And Alyssa Steele, who you assumed was one of the small boys, stands up. She has her head shaved, and she says, "Yeah, hi. I heard you guys are gonna be treating me today or whatever."
Yeah. So how do we get this rolling? You know, I don't want to.
I
jump
think
in
your
line.
head looks stupid. Is that it? Is that?
Are we doing it?
We're doing it.
Okay. And the teacher says, "That wasn't very convicted. We are doing it. Just
I mean, baby steps,
I'm sorry.
right?
I was warming up.
all right. Keep it flowing. Keep it flowing."
It should. You of all people shouldn't have a shaved head because there's a lot of lumps and I can see some scars and it's this is why we grow hair. You silly person.
Yeah, they do a half shave because they know that they're too plain. I'm rolling a charisma here just to see how I'm doing at a -1. Yeah, girls only shave half their head because they're boring. If you shave a whole head, you've got to be even more boring than that.
At your roll of an 8, Alyssa says, These chumps are stupid. The insults don't mean nothing to me." You can see there's just a bit of hurt behind the eyes. And
It
one
probably doesn't mean nothing to you because you can't understand them.
Yeah, you're not smart enough to understand the deep penetrative barbs we're throwing out.
I don't know what those words mean.
That's because you're stupid.
I know I'm stupid. I know that's why I'm here, okay? I know I'm here because I'm stupid, okay? And I don't know what I'm doing and I get into trouble, okay? So shut up.
I feel like hey, I'm grabbing the floor. I nudge one of the kids next to me. Do you want in on this?
Yeah, but I feel like I'm doing all the heavy lifting here. Come on, there's a lot. Let's get in on this, guys.
At this sort of resistance from Alyssa, the teacher of the class says, "Now, Alyssa, you must let it happen. Be thankful for the insults being thrown your way. Don't give this resistance. Just give in. It'll be. You need to let your ego down. All right." And Alyssa says, Okay, I'm trying.
So who else wants to get in on this?
On a 3. You got a peanut head!
On a 3, that was too much for Alyssa, and Alyssa throws a big punch coming your way.
Whoa! I'm actually just gonna tank the punch. I just tank it.
It hurts a surprising amount because it's just right to the crotch.
Oh no!
For 4 just enraged damage, stun damage to the crotch.
Oh, what's the matter, Mr. Peanut? You don't like that?
At this, the teacher snaps the fingers. You can hear the door get barred and says, "Alyssa, you must submit to the treatment or you will be submitted. I'm sorry, Alyssa. This is for your own good." And
No, it's okay. I just gotta walk it off. Don't yell at her.
and the 3 shaved-headed individuals take out sort of clubs and move towards Alyssa. One of them gets in.
Whoa!
Whoa! Hold up! What's going on here?
One of them gets in a strike, and Alyssa falls to the ground instantly. As a strike sort of to the neck, Alyssa hits the ground, bashes into some chairs, and, pushes one person over. And the teacher's like, "Everyone get involved now. Alyssa needs this. We need to break her down."
I can't help myself. I do a crazy eyes on one of the men with clubs to try and disable them.
Okay.
Ooh, 12.
Oh boy. Roll your damage twice.
5 and 3.
This woman falls to the ground, clutching her head, screaming, "I need it! I need the heroin! I admit it!" and beats herself in the club in the face and is unconscious.
Whoa!
I turn on my heels and bark at any of the other official figures. Anybody else want a piece? Keep your hands off. Shame on all of you, beating a defenseless girl.
Yeah, I walk
Such
up to
an
the
ugly head.
Yeah, I walk up to the head of the class and say, "Listen, Peanut had a no. This kind of conduct is assault. You can't go around doing this to people who come into your class, whether they submit to it or not."
Defy danger, both of you.
What stat am I doing? Constitution, if I get to pick.
I think you do get to pick. It gives you the option to pick. You can justify it through any means. If you want to do it through some witty, intelligent...
Can I use wisdom to notice it's coming and maybe have a better chance of avoiding it?
Definitely. You probably knew that this would have repercussions.
Oh no, I was on guard. Yeah, I'm alert to people about to come try and bash me in the back of the head.
Yeah, I just failed
9.
to save. 5.
Oh wow, both of them were 9s. But obviously only take the first one.
Mugen, you take a big punch to the chin for 3 damage from the teacher.
Oh!
The teacher, Ryan, Junkman, you duck and a chair goes over your head and sticks into the wall. One of the legs just sort of sticks into the wall with the force.
I grab the chair legs and fashion them into a bigger, I just basically smush all the wood together into a big, sharp-edged club.
Okay.
And is that just a cantrip to do that, to use one of my shaping object thing?
Yeah.
Cool. And I just want to hack and slash at this guy who just tried to beat me.
Okay. Give it to me.
Oh, it's a 6. Oh, that's not good.
Plus strength.
Yes.
Ah.
No, I have no strength to add to it, so that's bad.
All right. One of the bald-headed individuals and one of the civilians in this room who's sort of just like getting jazzed. They come at you with 2 big kicks. One of them, the civilian sweeps your legs out from under you, and the kick from the bald-headed man meets your face at sort of increased velocity as you were falling to the ground for 6 good face damage, and your nose just instantly is just leaking. The teacher at this point, after punching Mugen in the chin, says, "I'm sorry, we're in this room in order to submit, in order to lose our egos. We have to go through the process. Please, don't resist. We don't want to have to do this."
Buddy, I'm gonna put you through a process. I ate him straight to the face with my curled knuckles as I just do a good old dragon punch straight to his face.
Okay, roll damage.
That is a D10. Not plus strength. This game isn't like that. A 6.
Boy, he dodges a little bit. It gets him right in sort of the left cheek, and he spins around, hits his back on the chalkboard behind him, sending the chalkboard to the ground, and it sort of falls on top of him. And he's struggling around underneath it. He's not down, but boy, that was a crunchy punch. You felt a bit of a crunch upon impact.
Ah! I say as I wind down the punch. Yeah, I whip around. What is Junkman contending with behind me?
Junkman is sort of
I'm down.
on the ground.
I've gotten floored, right, by this punch.
Gosh.
Yeah, I'm gonna rip you up off the ground with one hand. Up, Junkman!
I don't suppose we had the foresight to bring our guns with us, did we? I guess the Lycra bodysuit kind of prevented that from being a possibility.
Defy
Yeah,
danger.
you don't bring a Browning high power to a yoga game.
Defy danger to move over to Junkman and pick him up.
To run around these people, I'm dipping, I'm dodging, I'm using my dexterity.
4!
Oh baby! On your way there, you get a bit of a chair thrown. The room is sort of devolved into a general pandemonium. You get a chair in the back, sort of knocks the wind out of you. You stumble, but you keep going for 3 damage.
Yeah, I've taken 10 damage now, so I'm feeling good.
This is a rough and tumble room, but it is stun damage. It is not lethal.
Oh, I like that a
Oh,
lot.
good.
Thank you.
That just means we'll wake up brainwashed by a cult. That's so much better than death.
At least you wake up.
Yeah, I suppose.
That's what I'm saying to you as I'm getting you to your feet.
Off in the corner, the targeting of Alyssa is a bit more, after you're getting kicked in the face, getting winded, the targeting of Alyssa has picked up. There are about 5 people around Alyssa, all shouting mockeries and throwing kicks at this point.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking run right into the back of these guys and just elbow a few of them to the ground. I'm just gonna try to, double clothesline 2 of these boys right onto the dirt.
Okay.
And say, cut it out! And I'm guessing that's strength-based, right? I don't think I can constitution my way through that bad boy,
Yeah, that
right?
seems like a hack and slash to me.
Yeah, I'm hacking and slashing these guys. On a 7.
It is successful. Roll your dommage.
So my stun damage is 4, just 4.
Just a 4. You send 2 elbows into the guts of 2, one civilian, one baldman. They sort of reel, and you're able to get through, but not before another baldman rains down on you with a good chair for 4 damage to the sort of back and shoulders again. You're starting to feel really bruised up and and stingy on your back.
And dizzy.
Yeah, you're getting
Okay,
dizzy
so-
and you're starting to breathe hard, even though usually your constitution would be enough for this short amount of endurance. You can really feel like it's taking a toll on your systems, your organ systems.
Yeah, I'm breathing hard because I'm freaked out, not because I'm working hard.
Yeah.
All right, so I need to come in with some reinforcement here. So I'm going to use my junk staff ability, and I'm going to grab. Can I just invent random objects that are about that might reasonably be there to turn them into weaponry?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I want to take a coat rack, and I want to take a sort of a metal tray that they were serving donuts on or something like that, and then I want to fuse them together into a naginata.
Into a what?
I want to come... A naginata, it's a standard infantry weapon from ancient China that's essentially just like a single-edged sword, like a machete, basically, on the end of a spear.
The listeners appreciate the explanation of this ancient Chinese weapon.
Which I have crudely fashioned out of junk, as is my way, and am now screaming towards this mob of bald men, waving it wildly.
Are you going to wield it? Are you attempting to hack and slash with an actual weapon?
Well, I have to. Now that I've described what I'm intending to make out of this junk, I need to roll to make it actually happen, because this is not a guarantee.
All right, give it to me.
Okay. So it's plus my constitution. So it's an 8. So what do I get? On a 7 through 9, I get to choose one of the following tags to apply to my weapon. I'm going to say... I have the option of hand, reach, stun, or remove the unstable tag.
Keep in mind, if
I feel
you
like
don't
removing the unstable.
if you don't choose
go ahead.
stun, it will be fatal damage.
You're right. I need to have a blunted naginata so that I don't actually spill any blood in this place, and because that's just a lot of paperwork.
It's like a boken naginata. It's not like the real. It's made of wood.
Yeah. Well, no, but I've got the heavy metal on the end for clubbing purposes. I've blunted it so it's not going to chop anybody up.
Okay.
Anyhow, so I apply the stun tag to it, and then I do a hack and slash to come in swinging.
Okay.
Oh, and the fun thing about junk staff is that instead of using my strength, I get to use my intelligence, which means I get to add a 1.
Ah, excellent.
But it's a 7.
Okay, roll
Even still.
damage.
What is my damage for my junk staff?
That's a good question.
The same as your damage for everything.
I do feel
Oh,
it is going to be disappointingly low at the moment.
is it just 1d6?
I think it's D4 is your base damage.
Oh, right. Okay, 1d4. Hey, it's a 2. You know.
All right,
what?
how do you slash at who and
I
what?
am trying to. I'm going for the legs. I'm trying to get people keeping them disabled. You know, I can't possibly hope to destroy them or incapacitate them forever, but I can at least get them off their feet and make it so that they're I'm pushing them back. I'm really just trying to do crowd control so that, and I'm barking over my shoulder. Mugen, get her out of here! I'm just trying to keep them at bay.
All right, on a 2.
Because I have taken less. Yeah, I've taken less damage. I'm really just trying to be a distraction.
On a 2, you sort of instead of a full swing, you accidentally do a bit of a bunt, and you bunt 2 of the 5 people that were around Alyssa. You bunt them into the wall, and they feel it a little bit, but at least you're between them and Alyssa now. And 2 of the people who are around Alyssa are still clutching their elbowed guts from Mugen's strike. And there's sort of just one person who is around Alyssa now, and they feel like they should be contending with you as opposed to still going at Alyssa. Alyssa, as far as you can tell, is unconscious.
Yeah, I'm gonna whip around, and so there's several people all kind of around me. It's just the 2 of them are taken out, and 2 of them have been bounced back into the wall.
Yeah, there are sort of 6 total combatants anymore. One of them is still sort of struggling under the blackboard, the teacher, and then the 5 people surrounding Alyssa.
I'm going to point to the one who's closest to Alyssa, who has those couple of people standing around him. And I just saw Junkman use his magic jutsu power, so I'm going to use mine as well. And I'm going to try to fire off a twister at him. I'm going to, take my stance and do a, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, firebending style move at him. And a torrent of draconic energy is going to come leaping out of me at him, assuming I do this roll right with my -1 intelligence. That's a 4.
Oh boy.
So it's... Apparently what that is no effect, but it's more like you tell me, right?
Right, your twister sort of pops off, and it sort of pops off sideways, and it's not looking good, and it sort of, pushes a few people around, but it also ends up pushing a few, civilians around, and it ends up sort of thrashing Alyssa against the wall a little bit.
Oops.
There's just general sort of whoa in the room, and nothing really occurs. And then at this moment, the teacher gets up, pulls a gun, and points it at you,
shit.
Mugen, and says, "Let's stop this class. Everyone sign the waivers." And he pulls out waivers from the desk and puts them on the table, puts a pen, and says, "Everyone sign the waivers."
I don't have my service weapon with me, so I'm going to rush this guy because I don't think he's far enough. I'm close enough. This room isn't big enough that he can be far enough away from me to have supposed to have pulled that gun on me, right?
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to do exactly what you're supposed to do when someone pulls a gun on you who's too close to you, and I'm going to rush directly at him.
All right, defy this danger.
And this, I'm going to say that this is a burst of stunning speed. Is this dexterity or strength or constitution? How do you want to call this, DM?
It sounds strengthy to me.
Yeah, maybe you just jump powerfully and quickly, that's strength. Long jump.
Yeah, so I try to basically just jump this guy down.
Yeah.
That is a 12.
Oh boy.
Hell yeah.
You smash this guy to the wall, and actually he is instantly unconscious. And the gun goes clattering.
I take the gun out of his hands and point it for a second at the people, but then meaningfully holster it and put it away and say, "Class dismissed."
The 2 bald-headed people who are still still conscious walk in front of the door and are standing there menacingly.
I sort of snort at them and say, "Don't you think that we've all seen and done enough here today? Don't you just want to go home?"
They say, "Please, just sign the waivers. We can all leave safely."
I look at them and frown for a moment and say, "I'm not certain that you understand completely. I'm saying that you all can go home today." And I'm going to be parlaying them with the threat of violence.
Okay.
Therefore getting to add a +1. And that's a 9.
Can I aid by saying, "Oh, by the way, we're also fucking cops"?
Yeah, take the badge out.
Give me the roll.
That's an
Nice.
8.
Okay. So that successfully
So that
adds
takes me to a 10.
+1, right?
Yeah, it takes me to a 10.
They sort of drop their crossed arms, and they look at each other, and one of them gives a small rap on the door, and whispers, "Get the boss! Get the boss! Open the door!
Yeah, why don't you
also,
go get
open
the
the
boss?"
door! Please open the door!"
Yeah, open the door.
There's some rattling, but also some running heard, and the door slowly opens. There are more bald people standing there than when you first entered, and they're looking kind of menacing. They say, one of them steps out and says, "Have you signed the waivers? If you have, you're free to go." And they're sort of looking at the nervous bald people who are in front of the door, back and forth, and like inquisitively.
I pick up this stack of unsigned waivers off the ground and just sort of hold them in my hand and consider the scene in front of me. And has the boss arrived yet?
The boss has not arrived.
I say to them, listen, I'm sure that your boss and I are going to have a nice long conversation. I also take out my badge at this point. I'm sure he's not going to want to have it with so many people around, so why don't you all pick up sticks, let these people get out of here, and we can have a nice, easy conversation, huh?
You said you're pointing the gun at them?
No, this was still with menacing intent, but the gun has been meaningfully put by my side into my little hip holster.
Okay.
I'm wearing despite not having a gun on me? Strange.
Okay, I think you should probably make another parlay to this.
Yeah, they're not going to rumble me, and now I'm telling them, get the hell out of here. That's a 7. So maybe some people are hanging around, but...
Right. A bunch, like, about half of the crowd sort of starts slinking away, and they're looking at each other and sort of giving each other, knowing elbows. And 2 of them pull out firearms. And they say, okay, we've cleared out some people, but we're gonna have to do business here. Come on. Just get with the program. We don't want to hurt anyone. This is the program. This is the program that everyone comes for. It's very famous. Please, we help people. Let us help you.
Yeah,
Let us help you leave safely.
Yeah, I look over at Junkman and I say, what do you think? I wanted to talk to the boss.
Oh, I'm not leaving until I speak to the boss. And I don't think that anyone who stands between me and him is going to like what they find.
Yeah, unless you have the authority to give us both refunds.
I was led to believe that this would be about stretching. I hear it's about insults. All of a sudden, there's a gang of bald people beating on a young woman. I at least demand a refund, and frankly, this whole operation reeks of criminality and abuse.
At this moment, a man in a tuxedo sort of parts the 2 people, walks in and says, "Hello, officers. Maximus Pollard's the name. I'm ready to talk." And that is the end of the episode.
A little more private. Yeah, I say, do you think we could go somewhere a little more private? And then the credits smash in.
Yeah.
I've decided it's Seinfeld. Yeah, it's Seinfeld. It's Seinfeld.
It's slap bass, at least.
I can't think of any other music sting for some reason.
and appropriately, we'll end with some stand-up comedy every time.
Yeah,
True.
No, I've got nothing.
Done by Officer Snarf, Officer Snoof.
What do you think about airplane bathrooms? There we go. That's original. What about them, right? You pull the lever and it goes boosh. Where's your poop go? Onto the birds.
Okay. Boo.
Listen, he's learning. He's learning.
Poop birds.
This is just it's him at an open mic, and there's just like 2 people. Well, it's just Junkman, and they're going boo.
Poop birds, though. They got my pee on them, my tiger pee. I'm a tiger. I'm peeing out of an airplane. You never thought I could fly, but I can.
I listen, you're gonna go far in this town. You should just sell yourself as a musical review act.
I'm good at so many things. I just can't nail down a really good job.
Yeah, it's true. You're working at least 8 different jobs right now.
Do you sleep?
What is that?
Because, I mean, you're doing all these jobs. I have to wonder, do you ever have time to rest? Or, I mean, because by my count, you have at least 6 jobs.
I frankly don't understand the words rest or sleep. I
No,
just
mean,
do
come on.
my
When the
best.
lights go down and everybody goes home, who's the snoof who sits down in that armchair at home, you know? Who's that guy?
This is us in the bar well after the, like, you know, we've gone out for karaoke and after your stand-up set. This is like the 3 a.m. We're all just in a smoky bar.
The after credit scene.
Snoof says, well, I go home, I get into my armchair, I drink a coffee, and then I leave again.
Oh, Snoop, you're killing me.
This sounds like a nightmare.
Those 5 minutes are just brilliant. But
Yeah.
I tend to like the rest
You really
of my
savor
day.
that cup of coffee.
I don't know.
No, they say if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
Well, that's what I'm trying, and instead I'm working 2 days every day of my life.
Can you bend time? I've
We'll
often
get,
wondered.
yeah,
this.
get you one
seem
of
to
those
be able
time
to-
turners.
You seem to be able to almost be in 2 places at once, and I wonder if you are some kind of furry time lord.
Well, if you find some money lying around, I'd love to purchase that as my hero power. You guys are lucky. I don't know where you came in all that money. I mean, of course, you, Junkman. Everyone knows your family's well-to-do. Is this taboo to talk about this? I'm a little bit drunk.
No, I had the pinch and save for years. Don't worry about it, Snoop. I'm not making eye contact with him as I say it, though.
If you believe it, I used to be a beautiful young man, without all these haunting, deep sunken eyes and all this bushy, coarse, straw-like hair. And then I met the beast. I get the power, but I look like hell.
Well, I hope to be like you guys someday. You guys are great officers, and I've only just joined the force, and, you know, I'm working my way up.
Wait,
and
I thought we formally reported to you, Snoop. Wait, what? I've been letting you order me around this whole time, and you just joined the force?
Wait, I assumed you were a sergeant.
Yeah, are you not our direct superior?
No, not at all. I'm just the one
my
that you've been
God.
calling, and I've just been...
Who am I supposed to be reporting to then? I've been giving you my reports.
I've been giving them to Chief Musubi this whole time. You know.
Oh, so they don't even know what I look like. The chief doesn't even know what I look like, and I've been working for him now for what, 3 months?
You've never seen them.
Oh my god, that's gonna be a hell of a performance review. I need another beer.
Well, I think it should go well. I mean, the chief has heard about you, and your cases have gone well so far. I think you'll be fine. Hey, another beer over here. This one's on me, okay? Okay, guys?
No, Snoop.
Junkman is stomping off, muttering incoherently, and trying to light a cigarette.
Snoop, you work too hard for that money. I can't take a drink from you.
Well, I've been saving for a lot of years. I haven't really spent any money in, like, I don't know, a year, so I'm feeling wet and wild. I feel like I'm making my first friends, so this is worth a little something.
You know
You
what?
hear what sounds like the Junkman kicking over a trash can outside.
You know what, Snoop? You're alright. Snoop, do you smoke?
I never have.
Well, then you stay here because I need to go smoke and then I need to go take a shit. And I push away from the table, and then halfway out to the door, I turn around and say, "Snoop, you're one of the good ones." And then I walk out. Scene.
Love it.
Oh, Snoop.
You're one of the good ones.